If you've ever found yourself battling overwhelming bass and drums in your stage monitor mix, you'll know how difficult it can be to get a balanced sound. Today, I'm diving into my experience using in-ear monitors for the first time and how it's transformed my gig experience. So in-ear monitors are becoming increasingly more popular. Most bands that you see playing live on TV or on stage are wearing those earbuds that enable them to hear their own chosen mix as they perform, and they do away with the old wedge monitors that used to be the thing back in the day. So a little bit of a backstory. Back in about 2022, I tried out in-ear monitors for the first time. I was playing this gig and there was a sound team there with a sound engineer and a lighting guy, and they happened to have a set of transmitter and receiver for wireless in-ear monitors, and I plugged in a set of my own Sennheiser headphones that I used for my phone just to test them out, and I really did not get along with it. The sound wasn't right, the experience wasn't right, and I ripped them out after 2 songs and I was like, nope, not for me. And I never looked at them again until about a week ago when my dad said to me that he'd just purchased a set of in-ear monitors. So I asked him if I could borrow them for a couple of gigs. And this past weekend I had 2 solo gigs and a band gig. And I wore these at all 3 of those gigs. And it's absolutely transformed the way that I think about monitoring. So for a little bit of context, Lekato, the company who makes my guitar wireless system that I use live, I made a video on that a couple of years ago, I think, on the channel. If you haven't seen that, there's a card above so that you can go and see that. They actually sent me this wireless monitor system as well. It is the Lekato MS1, and they sent this to me at the same time as the wireless system for the guitar, and I never got round to making the video. And the reason that was because my brother, who's our drummer, started to use this system instantly as soon as I got it, and I could never get it back off him because he loved it that much. He's used it extensively over the last 2 years, I'd say. So it is literally just these 2 tiny little items, which are the transmitter and the receiver. The receiver's got like a little volume control on there, and you can switch it between mono and stereo. It's got the on-off switch, it's got the USB-C charging port, and the port in the top for the headphones themselves. And the transmitter has the on-off switch, the mono and stereo switch, and the same port in the top for connecting from the desk into the transmitter. So really straightforward, really simple product. But I've loved this in the last 3 gigs that I've done. And the simplicity of it and the actual physical size of it just makes it so easy to use. So I've plugged them in to these Soundbrenner in-ear monitors, which my dad was sold these from an Instagram ad that was obviously targeted towards musicians or whatever, and he decided to buy a set. And they're really nice quality in-ear monitor earphones, and they've got this lovely sort of braided cable thing. They feel like a proper premium product, and they just pop in like that. The cable goes over the top of your ear like so they sit in there quite nicely. They're really snug. They're never going to fall out because anything that pulls there, the cable goes over the top, so they're a really nice snug fit. And yeah, as I say, compared to my previous experience with using just standard headphones, they're on another level. The sound from these really is amazing. And obviously this is not a sponsored video. These headphones have been purchased with my own money, actually my dad's money. I will pay him back for them. But yeah, they are advertised, as I said, on Instagram, and I wouldn't normally go for like blindly buying something that's advertised on Instagram, but I'm kind of glad that my dad was sucked in by the advert and decided to buy a set of these because I'm really happy with them. So the current setup, instead of taking an actual speaker like a 10-inch speaker cabinet with me, I actually put this whole system into this DJI case that came with my drone, and the whole thing fits in this pack, which just goes in a rucksack. I put the in-ear monitors in there, the Lekato transmitter and receiver go in there. It's not a perfect fit, but it's fine. And I put the charging cable, the cable that goes between the transmitter and the mixing desk, and that is literally it. This other cable I don't actually need, but I will pop it in there anyway. And that is it. That is my stage monitor setup, all in one little case, which is great. And the other sort of big thing for me about this is it prevents hearing loss, and tinnitus is a real thing. And a couple of months ago, I did a gig. It was another one of those where they've got sound team and all that. And the front of house sound was so loud that my ears were ringing the next afternoon. I'd gone to sleep, gone all the way through the morning. The next afternoon, they were still buzzing from the whole thing. So this is as much a preventative measure for tinnitus as it is actually getting the right mix in your ears as you play. And I don't think this is about getting the overall mix of the band right in your ears. I do think you should push your vocals and your guitar or whatever instrument you play. They should be a little higher in the mix. And genuinely, I think it's improved my singing, having these in my ears, because I can really hear every little nuance of my voice and make sure that I'm on point with not over singing, because I've got a tendency to shout when I can't hear myself rather than sing. So it's I think it's worked wonders on improving my singing as well as keeping my ears protected and just make the overall gigging experience better for me. So have you ever used in-ear monitors, or are you still a stage wedge monitor kind of person? Let me know in the comments down below, because I would love to hear your thoughts on monitors and what works best for you. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel if you're interested in this kind of video. There's loads more to come in the coming weeks, the coming months. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.